Elon Musk, the owner of Tesla and SpaceX, has been compared to a real-life Tony Stark, a computer genius who was born to make the world a better place. However, Musk has enraged a lot of people, including some of Hollywood's most popular people, with issues ranging from everything like union busting to busted Teslas. So we're going to delve down deep at the celebrities who absolutely despise Elon Musk. Now, before we get into the video, thumbs up if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for future updates. Cast members from Saturday Night Live have publicly criticized Elon Musk. Following the strange news that Saturday Night Live asked Elon Musk to host their show in early May, alongside musical guest Miley Cyrus, SNL cast members Bowen Yang and Aidy Bryant took to social media to express their displeasure, but no one from Saturday Night Live has said anything directly about Musk. Also, some fans have already voiced their displeasure with SNL's decision to feature Musk. SNL made headlines and raised eyebrows by occasionally guesting politicians, such as New York mayors Ed Koch and Rudolph Giuliani, as well as presidential candidates Steve Forbes and John McCain. It even gave a foreign to then-candidate Donald J. Trump in 2015, an appearance that the show's cast member later expressed regret for, since their woke culture has programmed them to repeat Orange Man bad. Musk, 49, has previously starred on shows such as South Park, The Simpsons, and Rick and Morty, as well as films such as Iron Man 2, and has amassed an online following to the likes of a cult for projects such as his latest announcement that Tesla will recognize Bitcoin as a form of payment. To recall, Elon Musk is a billionaire who has spent much of his free time in recent months downplaying the coronavirus pandemic. He is noted for his eccentric and so-called divisive remarks that often oppose the woke establishments. His remarks on the COVID-19 pandemic have sparked backlash, as well as his actions of opening his business in California while the state was supposed to be on quarantine lockdown. He has spoken out against nationwide stay-at-home orders, comparing them to a de facto house arrest in a tweet. In an interview with journalist Kara Swisher on an episode of the New York Times podcast, Sway, he downplayed the possibility of the novel coronavirus and said he will not get the vaccine for it. However, Musk said on Twitter earlier this month that he supports vaccines in general and COVID vaccines specifically. In addition, during SpaceX's first attempt to reach Mars, he quoted that people could die, and they certainly won't have good food. He quoted that it'll be a long and dangerous journey, and people may not make it back alive, but it will be a fantastic adventure, which is appealing for him. With these controversial remarks of Musk's SNL decision to give him the stage was met with skepticism and criticism. One adversary of Elon Musk from the SNL crew that was widely noted was from Bowen Yang. He shared a frowny face on Instagram stories and then asked, quote, "What the hell does this even mean?" End quote, according to CNBC, and that was Bowen's initial reaction to the news that Musk would host. His frowning face in an Instagram story was screenshotted and shared widely over the weekend by Twitter users. Bowen took a dig at Musk in other Instagram stories after the Tesla and SpaceX founder tweeted, quote, "Let's find out just how live Saturday Night Live is," end quote. Another cast member, Andrew Dismukes, shared his thoughts on Instagram. Quote, "Only CEO I want to do a sketch with is Cher O'Terry," end quote. Dismukes wrote over a shot of SNL alumni Sherry O'Terry that looked like a magazine cover. Bernie Sanders advises Elon Musk to focus on Earth and pay more taxes rather than spending his fortune on space exploration. Bernie Sanders, who is no stranger to defending his leftist beliefs and policies, also decided to weigh in with criticism. In a tweet, he chastised Elon for benefiting from government support to the tune of billions of dollars. And he linked to an article from the Los Angeles Times that outlined the help Musk and his companies have received. Conversely, Musk said he would use his money to finance space exploration after Sanders questioned his wealth. Then Sanders replied, quote, "Space travel is an amazing concept, but right now we need to concentrate on Earth and build a progressive tax system so that children don't go hungry, people don't become homeless, and all Americans have access to healthcare." George Clooney had enough of his Tesla. George Clooney didn't have high praise for the electric vehicle built in part by Elon Musk. During a 2013 interview with Esquire, he said, quote, "I used to own a Tesla. One of the first cats to own a Tesla was me. I believe I was number 5 on the list," end quote. When asked why he was driving a Lexus instead of Hollywood's favorite new car, Clooney told the publication, quote, "But I'm telling you, I've spent a lot of time in that thing on the side of the road. Look guys, why am I stuck on the side of the fucking road? I asked. Make it work every way you can," end quote. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are unlikely to be Facebook friends. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder and CEO of Facebook, do not attempt to conceal their dislike for one another. Well, obviously. According to Vice, when Zuckerberg's $200 million satellite exploded in a pre-launch static fire drill when attached to one of Musk's SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets in 2016, SpaceX issued a statement blaming the explosion on a launchpad anomaly. However, in a Facebook post, Zuckerberg responded, quote, "I'm profoundly saddened to learn that SpaceX's launch failure killed our satellite, which would have given access to so many entrepreneurs and everyone else around the continent," end quote. The two tech behemoths have also had a public feud about artificial intelligence's future. Zuckerberg supports it, whereas Musk is adamantly opposed, calling the technology, quote, "much more dangerous than nuclear weapons," end quote. In a Facebook livestream, Zuckerberg referred to Musk's AI alert as false. It was pretty reckless, and Musk replied in typical Musk fashion on Twitter, "This is something I've discussed with Mark. His understanding of the topic is minimal," he tweeted. Jeff Bezos went from being a friend to being a foe. Elon Musk and fellow space visionary Jeff Bezos had dinner together in 2004 to share ideas as mutual competitors, according to Business Insider. As Musk's SpaceX and Bezos' Blue Origin began their space races, and the rivalry became less friendly and more severe. In 2013, NASA, which had stopped using its launch pads, gave up their historical launch complex, 39A, for private use, causing one of their first public squabbles. Naturally, the two rivals competed for their first rights to use it. Bezos lost that bidding war and went on to file a lawsuit with the U.S. government's General Accountability Office, which he eventually lost. Musk then signed a 20-year lease for the exclusive use of the famous site, but the feud was far from over. 6 months later, Bezos recruited Rajiv Padyal, a former SpaceX vice president of satellite, who was fired from Musk, to lead Amazon's Project Kuiper, a plan to use low Earth orbit satellites to provide high-speed internet to anywhere on the planet. So whose side are you on, and why? Sound off in the comment section below. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for future updates. Until next time.